All right, secret number 6.
Follow-up funnel.
Yes, so good, man.
Man, this is something that I'm looking forward to mastering. Right now, I'm only sort of practicing. I'm practicing making funnels, right? But the real secret is the email list and the follow-up, because like I said, most people don't buy on the first time. So anytime somebody's coming into your funnel, it's going to be probably the first time they've been introduced to your brand. They found you on whatever social media or something. Maybe it's a banner ad or whatever you're putting out there, and they don't buy. They just look at the site and they're like, oh, this is cool, and then they go somewhere else, you know. Or they Google it and they're like, you're the first thing, but they scroll down and they're like, oh, but this is also at Target. So I'm
right.
You know, so what you have to do is try to get the email, or you can also use, you know, Pixel or Google Tag Manager to kind of follow people on their journey for buying. You know, some people may think that's unethical. I think if you are providing value, it's not unethical, especially if people opt in. When people opt in to be followed, but that means that you can put up banner ads and side ads and stuff like that to continue to market to them. But the follow-up funnel is where the fortune is. The fortune is in the follow-up. There's a saying in marketing that says that, and there's a reason for that, because most people do not follow up. The other reason for that phrase is, like, you can meet somebody, let's say you're at a networking event, and you meet somebody and they're like, yeah, let's do this project together, we're gonna get in the studio, or we're gonna go wherever and do this project. And it's like, cool, exchange numbers, exchange email, boom, 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 and you never hear from them again.
Yeah.
And then that idea is just lost. The momentum is lost, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
So the fortune is in the follow-up, because if you can get the momentum going towards finishing the project, then you can actually maybe make something that's sellable, or just something that's valuable. Even with the podcast, following up and doing the podcast is providing value to y'all, and it's also providing value to me, because I'm learning this even stronger in my own practice.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. And most of what the secret number 6 is talking about is all of what he just said, but just in details that Russell puts in very digestible figures. It talks about ascending the value ladder, you know, and it explains a little bit more about that, because value ladder is something that was explained a lot in .com secrets. So essentially, in order to get details from this, I would recommend you read it, because I mean, any of my notes are just talking about what details are in this book, you know?
And it's so detailed. We're only giving you the, like, bite-sized tip of the iceberg knowledge from this book. But one of the things that he talks about in follow-up funnels, and you just mentioned, is value ladders. So sometimes you need multiple ladders or multiple funnels to get to a profitable situation. So maybe your book funnel, your front end funnel, is just to get people to sign up for your email, but you give away something that costs you $3, right? So now you're in the whole $3, but then you have a book funnel that gets people a book, and if they get the one-time offer number 1 or number 2, maybe that becomes profitable. But if they don't, you also still lose $1.50. And then what you really need to get them to is the webinar funnel, where, you know, you have a high ticket item where they're purchasing that on the webinar, and then at that point, that's when you make the real profit. So if you don't have them on your email list, or say a Facebook Messenger list even, and sometimes, you know, getting text messages and phone numbers is a new thing too. We've experimented that with our own business, but when you can reach back out to them with the funnel or the offer that they need, that will also help their further issue and provide value for you and profit, then you're gonna need to follow up with a funnel through the retargeting system that we talked about. And it doesn't necessarily have to be those typical funnels, or particular funnels, but you know, there are multiple front end, middle, and back end funnels that can help you provide the value that you want, especially at a reasonable price, and then be profitable on the back end.
Exactly. Section 6 is excellent, goes really in details on the different methods you can use on retargeting and the soap opera sequence and the daily Seinfeld emails after the soap opera sequences. Yeah. So then, it really gives you the heavy game. It's literally, each one of these say playbook on the front because like you can straight up write it on a board and use it as a playbook. Like this is what I'm doing today. And that's what I've been doing too. So, but in secret number 7, which is the next secret we're going to cover.
Before we get into that, I just want to mention one thing on and you were talking about the Seinfeld sequence, which is like a daily email. The reason it's called Seinfeld is the lore goes that Seinfeld writes a joke a day, right? So that keeps him in practice and it keeps him sharp, keeps his mind sharp, things like that. So that's why they say Seinfeld, because you're trying to send daily emails that will introduce your attractive character and also probably make some type of offer that you're trying to get off. But the key in those emails is the 3 closes, right? So most people don't move to take action unless there's some type of emotion involved. People make purchases emotionally and then justify it rationally later, right? So you need to close with some type of close, which is either emotion, logic, or fear. So you're going to try to, get the emotion-based headline. Maybe it's about, the family or something like that. And then you may have a logic-based headline that just talks about how much money you can make in, less than however little time. And then fear is usually in regard to urgency or scarcity. So like limited time offer, you can only get this for this week. It's half off, but we only have 10 of them, that sort of thing. Not really trying to get people to be scared, but just inducing a little bit of urgency or scarcity.
If so they don't act now, they'll probably
act now, by now,
not doing it, type thing. And I couldn't agree more, man. And even with the fear, emotional response, the logical response, and the fear, even in the book they explain in creating these sequences, say sometimes Russell will start with the emotional part as the hook. The logical part will be the story, and then the offer is the fear-based option, the urgency. Yeah.
And honestly, that has worked for me the best. Giving people a limited time or having a limited amount of something really moves people to buy stuff when they want it. And it does it for me. It's just human nature, and we're working with human psychology here, and that is really where I'll leave it with secret number 6. But we're about to get into secret number 7, which is
infiltrating the Dream 100.
We'll be right back with that.